People will pay silly money for a video game nowadays. Even as recently as a decade ago, every game cost the same. You'd save up your pennies for a new release, and chocolate Freddos were only 10p, and a pint only cost a couple of quid. Now, you have collector's editions costing ridiculous money, all the way up to tens of thousands of ridiculous money. And frankly, we can't be doing with all this nonsense. So, excuse me, what are you looking at there? All right, okay. Just ignore the Alduin statue from the collector's edition of Skyrim hiding over there, please. So everyone has indulged in a special edition at some point, whether it's for a series they know and love or one that they've been really looking forward to. But can you blame us? It's in our very nature to collect random tat. We spend most of our gaming time hunting down precious baubles to unlock achievements, boost our stats, or sell for cash. So it's little wonder shrewd publishers know just how to tempt us with shiny accessories IRL. Honestly though, even for the most dedicated of tat kings, some of these retail prices are a bit much for us, to be honest. Let's look at some! I'm Ben from Triple Jump, and here are the 10 most expensive video game collector's editions. Number 10. The Beatles Rock Band. Limited Edition Premium Bundle. Price $250. The best things in life are free, but you can keep them because I want this premium bundle collection of the Beatles Rock Band. That's what I want, and to hell with the $250 price tag. The release of the Beatles Rock Band in 2009 was unfortunately timed. It arrived just as the wave of music rhythm games was dying down and plastic guitar controllers the world over were starting to gather dust. So, despite reviewing well and featuring a collection of hits from one of the most popular bands ever formed, the Rock Band series was never quite the same again. Bit of an error of judgment then to release one of the most expensive collector's editions during this period of waning popularity. For a start, you didn't get real instruments, obviously, but these pretend instruments that looked like the real instruments that the Beatles themselves instrumented with. The guitar controller looked like Paul McCartney's iconic Hofner bass, and the drums resembled Ringo Starr's Ludwig set. And also you got some bonus content, a bit of art, behind the scenes footage, that kind of thing. So, yeah, sorry Beatles Rock Band, you can keep saying hello, but we're saying goodbye. Bye. Number 9. Middle-earth Shadow of War, Mithril Edition. Price $300. Coming in at a very reasonable $300 is everyone's favourite Tolkien-inspired love child of Assassin's Creed and Batman Arkham Asylum. Shadow of War was the follow-up to the excellent and rather surprising hit of 2014, Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, and while it borrowed heavily from the previous titles mentioned, it also introduced the ingenious Nemesis system. This revolutionary mechanic upped the stakes of combat, fleshed out hordes of orcs with unique personalities, and built up dynamic feuds over time, making you want to physically assault them for mouthing off at you after a lucky crossbow shot killed you that one time! That one time! The 2017 sequel, Shadow of War, took this further, certainly with the special Mithril edition. Included was a cloth map of Mordor to help you find your way to your next grudge match, a collection of pretty lithographs, official soundtrack, a premium case with, and I quote, a magnetic ring of power, fancy, and taking pride of place, a 12-inch statuette of a Targaroth Balrog, bloody hell. A Targaroth Balrog fighting a Khanan Drake. What a nonsense collection of words that was. To be fair though, it will look great next to our Paul McCartney Hofner bass controller. No. Number 8. Dirt 3 Collector's Edition. Price $300. Another bundle priced at the $300 mark, the Dirt 3 release in 2011 provided something a little more than the usual collection of plastic tat. Purchasing the collector's edition netted you just one item, but rather fittingly, it was a remote-controlled rally car. The Ken Block Gymkhana Fiesta featured on the front cover of the game was a novel inclusion and actually provided something that could be used for entertainment rather than just sitting there lazily on the shelf. The Alduin statue's smug aura mocks me. It's certainly a nice excuse for anyone who wants to set up their own rally obstacle course around the house and create a high-speed tripping hazard for anyone else on the premises. The RC car was high quality and apparently valued at around $300 anyway when it was produced by company Traxxas, so while it's a lot of dosh, this might be a rare example of actually getting your money's worth. Number 7. Dark Souls 3 Prestige Edition. Price $510. Loyal Dark Souls fans, myself included, are willing to put up with a lot of punishment for an excellent game, but forking out over $5,000, missing your rent payment, and being forced to live on the street selling your shaky knowledge of Dark Souls lore just for a few pennies to buy a bread roll is a bit much for us. Still, Bandai Namco were well aware of Dark Souls' reputation when it came time for the third iteration and set out to punish our bank balance with the Prestige Edition. This trove of overpriced goodies included a collector's box, metal case, a cloth game map, soundtrack, A4 hardcover art book, iron-on patches, and a menacing 40cm Lord of Cinder figurine, all for the price of a week in the Cayman Islands. Having said that, it certainly would look very nice with our Balrog statue, rally car, and Hoffman base, but no, we do need to eat this month. Unless... Okay, Google, how many kidneys does a person need? Number 6. Assassin's Creed Origins Dawn of the Creed Edition. Price $800. Origins was something of a soft reboot for the Assassin's Creed series, revitalizing the stale formula with new combat, stunning locations, and a tale about the beginnings of the Shadowy Order. It was kind of a big deal, in a way. We're just not convinced it was $800 worth of big deal. Ubisoft are really quite good at filling spreadsheets with numerous pre-order options, so naturally they got a bit carried away with this one. Along with your copy of Assassin's Creed Origins that you could put in one of 2 shiny steelbook cases, you received a lovely art book, art cards, signed lithographs, and a hand-drawn world map to appreciate the undeniably beautiful world design. You also had a soundtrack, a replica of main character Bayek's eagle skull amulet cast in resin, and, of course, the mini statue of Bayek and his eagle Senu, also cast in resin. This Dawn of the Creed collection was only limited to 999 copies and was exclusive to the Ubisoft store, so if the price somehow didn't put you off, availability certainly would have done. Number 5. Resident Evil 6 Premium Edition. Price $1,300. Let's be honest, Resident Evil 6 wasn't the best entry in the series. Released in 2012, it was a major departure from the survival horror roots, boiling down to mainly shooting at lots of zombies. That didn't stop Capcom from hyping up the release though, with a pricey collector's edition offered to Japanese audiences for the low price of 105,000 yen. That's about $1,300, £817, or just under 1 1/3 of those new expensive Apple stand thing. What is it? What even is that? But what do you get for this huge chunk of change? Well, a sweet leather jacket for one. Modelled on the acclaimed Leon Kennedy range, autumn-winter 2012, these stylish threads not only make you 78% more attractive and 92% more resistant to rain, but they also help you fight off waves of undead monsters who will all stop screaming about brains to marvel at your drop-dead handsomeness. This special edition also comes with 4 tablet case covers, the game itself, and well, that's it apparently. But don't worry, that's one fine jacket and it will absolutely make you a better human being. Just don't get any blood or guts on it because it is not machine washable. Number 4. Uncharted 2 Among Thieves Fortune Hunter Edition. Price $9,299 Australian dollars. You can't deny it, Nathan Drake has an excellent eye for hidden treasures. You just can't tear him away from a car boot sale, a flea market, or reruns of Bargain Hunt, and he's even gone to the lengths of pillaging ancient civilizations to bag himself a great deal. So naturally, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves had to have one of the most elusive special editions you're likely to see this side of the Holy Grail. This entry's a little different as it was never actually released for retail, instead being offered up as a prize to 200 lucky winners in a competition run by PlayStation. The Fortune Hunter Edition contains your typical treats, an art book, an autographed case, DLC, but the real treasure was the exact replica of the Ferber dagger artifact found in-game, also referred to as the Golden Passport to Shambhala according to in-game Marco Polo. Selling on eBay now for £5,000 or just over 9,000 Australian dollars, you're probably better off charting an expedition to the mythical city yourself. Number 3. Grid 2 Mono Edition Car. Price $190,000. Okay, we're well past Silly Town at this point and stuck firmly in the rush hour traffic to Ludicrousville. This 6-figure price tag for Codemasters Grid 2 Mono Edition is where the real collectors come in. 2014's Grid 2 received some great reviews for its thoroughly entertaining mix of racing styles and genres, expanding on the 2008 original. It's safe to say that they know their automobiles, and to prove it, they offered just one dedicated petrol head, hence the Mono, a chance to purchase something very special. Along with the game itself and a brand new PS3, because why not at that price, the bundle included your very own BAC Mono supercar, as in a real-life car, not just a little remote-controlled thingy, sorry Dirt 3, but a full-sized 280 brake horsepower 2.3 litre track-destroying beast capable of 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, and you also get a made-to-measure race suit, gloves, and helmet because you've got to look the part after all. Once again, maybe the price tag is justified on this one. The only problem is there's no way that's going on the shelf. Number 2. Saints Row 4 Super Dangerous Wad Wad Edition. Price $1 million. Honestly, we'd expect nothing less from the creators of Saints Row. In a series where giant dildo bats, guns that shoot shark-encouraging chunks of meat, and CEOs acting like superhuman gods is the norm, this one-off PR stunt is quite on brand. The bundle is unapologetic, in-your-face, Donald Trump interior design levels of extravagance, and for a cool $1 million, you could get a full-sized replica dubstep gun, a full day of spy training, plastic surgery of your choice, shopping spree with a personal shopper, a week's stay in luxury hotels in both Washington and Dubai, a Lamborghini Gallardo, a Toyota Prius if you start feeling guilty about your carbon footprint, a hostage rescue experience, and a trip to space with Virgin Galactic. I mean, after all of that, simply playing the game would feel quite pedestrian, wouldn't it? Of course, this was part publicity stunt and part mockery of special editions, but amazingly, the deal available through UK retailer Game has apparently sold out. Did some actual lunatic purchase this? Probably not. Number 1. Dying Light Spotlight Edition. Price $10 million. What? Yes, people really are this insane. The Dying Light Spotlight Edition, weighing in at $10 million, gave people the chance to star in an upcoming Dying Light movie. And this wasn't even an edition for the main game, but rather promoting the Following expansion, though it's worth mentioning that they previously had a £250,000 My Apocalypse edition that included your very own zombie-proof shelter, but that's chump change when compared to being an actual movie star. The full package included a speaking role, professional acting lessons from Roger Craig Smith, who played Ezio in Assassin's Creed, parkour training, a personal trailer, FX, makeup, the full works. It even included 10 VIP tickets for opening night, which is a hugely optimistic promise given the history of game-to-movie conversions. So, considering the game came out in 2016, where exactly is this film? Well, in a shock twist everybody saw coming, it never actually got made, probably because nobody bought the special edition. And there we have it, some truly absurd collector's editions. We now have no shelf space, 7 mortgages, and some very angry-looking men at the front door asking for payment. But it was definitely worth it. Definitely it was worth it. Shut up! You can follow myself and Triple Jump on Twitter here, and while you're at it, why not support the things you enjoy by having a look at our Patreon. Finally, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Ben from Triple Jump, and thanks for watching.